Hello everyone, hello. I have returned for more Melancholic Meanderings in the washed out world of Disco Elysium. This bombed out post-revolutionary society. Last time I was playing, I found some stuff in a dumpster. I debated the efficacy of living in a dumpster. And now I have a crowbar and contemplate murdering a child. I actually have no idea what to do next because this game is not very clear on that. So you know what? We're just gonna wander. We're just gonna wander and see where life takes us. Mostly it takes us to Deafening Trumpet right now, but that'll be fine. Although I do love this theme, if I'm honest. Hello, Blackfire Gaming. Nebbles, hello, hello. Happy to see y'all again, as always. What was I doing again? Oh, yeah. Inventory. I have objects. Right? Yeah, my damaged ledger. I can interact with that.
Found in the trash.
Sunshine Temple, thank you for the tier, and thanks for the sub with tier 2. Thank you. For 5 months. Fantastic. We're so glad you. Almost half a year you've been here for whatever the experiment that is WBPL 76. I'm so glad you're here with me this evening. Now let us see what we can interact with. Oh yes, stuff.
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Yeah, let's get that off there.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
I suppose it looks better.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Hey, Lieutenant, the hell is this sticker?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Ooh. Kind of information, though.
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Okay, like
All
what?
RCM vehicles have had lights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Sick.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
What's the white papers?
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint
Hello,
red lines
Jack. Welcome back.
forming short paragraphs.
I'm glad you spend the late evenings here hanging out with us, and you've come back for some more of this beautiful game. Hello again, the square. I just want you to know that, yeah, we had some new intro art there at the beginning of the stream. and it's very, very cool. So if you're just joining, you can catch back up to us, but go check that shit out. Do it. No, for real, do it. It's great. It's perfect. It couldn't be better. I rather love it, you see. You've got the teacher playing a Transformers game? No, the squared's perfect. I was going to say that. I didn't have a way to put it on like the intro card, but the square made it for me. And if you haven't seen it, it's really, really good. And I haven't really posted it in a while, but like I said, I try to, when I remember, to always post the art we get for the streams that I'm on. I really love it. I love putting it up. I think it's fun. It has been a ton, but you guys are extremely talented, and I'm always excited to see what y'all can create. It's like I said, I'm part of the Legion because creation is a passion, even if I'm not as gifted in it as some folks are. And so when I see those around me producing just good stuff and putting good into this universe, even if it's just to make another person smile, and not just myself, I'm always excited to put that out there and be like, this is something. Because right now, so much stuff is focused on on highlighting what makes us different, what makes us richer, poorer, better, worse, superior, inferior. Insert political ideology here. It's nice to see them things are created for nothing more than to bring a little joy into this motherfucker. I respect it. Horse in suit. Listen, the Nephicorn in a suit's very important to me. The Nephicorn in all situations is important to me. Because though Tooch is my moniker now, it wasn't always. I was Neph before, and maybe before it's over to Neph I return. But here I am, Tooching it up at this time. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to call out that art, because that art's fucking amazing, and I want it to be known to everyone.
Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. What do you mean? Is that all? The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more. Judging by the creases on your forehead and the lines on your cheeks, too much more. Going back years, decades even.
What was the deal with the naming convention, though?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
And they're written in capital letters, too. Very fancy.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Uka Parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. You like this grimy murdering, don't you? It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, I appear to have an odd naming convention
you mean
here.
The alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity, Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
What about the square bullet hole murderer? Is that good?
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
Fuck yeah, Kim.
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Well, it's time to commit this shit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Feels like completion.
Interesting.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the Citizens Militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Alright, well, Kim, you got suggestions?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Okay. Well, I know the obvious one, but Chad, y'all know we gotta think this one out. This one's dumb. 3, useless. Terrible. The worst. But I'm leaning towards the Furies are at home in the mirror. The Hanged Man's probably the one he would like. But shit on a stick is very appealing. What are you thinking? Angry Nightwise thinks thinks of me on this one. I like this. This is where we're at so far. I'm not making polls. I've seen enough polls today. I've seen polls all over the place. Because boy, did Transformers have more polls than I could have ever expected it to, and I don't like them. I just like asking you guys, seeing what you say, then going with either the majority or my gut, depending on where I'm at in about 20 seconds. That's too long for dead air. We'll say 4. Well, damn, y'all all over the place. Let's see, we got 2 4s, 2 2s, and a 3. Well, dice time. Oh no, Jack was calling for a D4. I like this idea. A D4 is fun. D4 is the way. Show me potato salad. 1 it is. Well, Dice, I gotta tell you, that's the most boring one you could have picked. Oh well.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name.
Yeah, good. We put a lot of things up to fate around here. Aw. I love you, big cat. Sorry, the big cat came by, bonked her head into my leg, then collapsed onto her back, and I'm like, aw. Oh, good cat. Now then.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Oh man, I've leveled up as such as it is. That's awesome. It's just too bad that I won't use this.
You don't exactly close them.
Can I? So here's the deal. My plan is to read. Is to
save
save up my skill points until it's time to take a check of some sort. When I get the opportunity, and then just dump everything into whatever's required to not be an idiot. And if that doesn't work, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. What up, Kai? Hello. Yeah, Ben, it's super important. We just have to accept what happens. And I don't care about this one. This one's an irrelevant choice. I meant something that affects our progress in this investigation that we were cleverly avoiding by reading notes on previous cases.
It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
Alright, well, we just have to reorder the remains in a way that matters, but right now we can't do that. What about these yellow pages?
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
What kind of forms we got here, though, actually?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Okay, so these are these are for, like, different situations in the field. I don't really need those explained to me.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Alright, let's see what the clipboard's got going.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What color did you say it was?
Blue.
Okay, thanks.
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
We're gonna look into it.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
We'll come back to it.
And something small inside. Light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How do I open this thing, though, actually?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip.
Let's kick
screwed
it.
to the
I got
top
83%
of the
chance.
board.
I took the all strong. I will break this motherfucker.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly,
Right on, Kai. I understand you not wanting to watch it, but I'm glad that you're here to listen to it anyway. Oh, what? Oh, text message, sorry. It was startling to me. Let's see.
the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know,
Slide this drawer open.
without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
Alright, tell me more.
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Neat. What about this postcard?
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Alright, so let's give it a little sniffy
It
sniff.
smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Let's open her up.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. Harry, it begins. You're already reading.
Well, I guess we learned our
I
name.
wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Let go.
No. No. We must understand. Ah, well, enjoy the hails of gunfire. Happens to the best of us, maybe? Let's see what we got. But yeah, I think we're gonna read the card. We're not gonna just let this motherfucker go, right? Like, we do want to know what's going on, yes? I assume the answer is yes. Like I said, these kind of chill streams, I don't get to talk much, so I kind of just, when I do, I feel like it's just interfacing with you guys. But I'm happy to do it. You know, I actually heard myself kind of feedback earlier on the other stream. Much I'll answer the answer if you're gonna. If not, it's cool. Well, Jack, that's the important part about being alive. I was gonna say, okay, 2 thoughts. Let's finish one, start a new one. First, hearing myself on Sam's feedback earlier made me realize I talk a lot slower than I thought I did, and that's a little unfortunate. But you know what? It's okay, because in my head I sound like I talk at a normal pace. To you guys, I think it probably comes across a little slower than I think it does, just based on how I hear myself earlier on the stream. But I don't think anyone ever hears themselves like in recording as they do in person. Sorry, just a thought I had while I was talking, because, you know, just somewhere I'm at now, I guess. Anyway, Jack, yes, I must understand could lead to a lot of pain. It could do that. In fact, it almost guaranteeably does. But something being painful is not an excuse not to face it when we literally don't know who we are. That is as metaphorical as it is actually literal in this instance, for the record. Yeah, that's great. I thought the same way. I was like, nobody likes how they sound. I don't mind how I sound. I actually sometimes say something that makes me laugh, which I think is a lot more fun than it should be. The fact that I'm like, well, at least I think I'm funny. But I just didn't think I talked as slow as I do. You're going to start a brawl, cicada or fleece. That's a hard call, cicada. If you're asking which one to kill or pilot, I'm still going to say cicada. If you're asking me about insects, I'm still going to say cicada. Unless you're talking about killing them, in which case don't kill them, because cicadas are my favorite insect. I have one tattooed on my arm, you know. I guess you probably didn't know that. But I do! Anyway. Back to it. Yeah, so, unfortunately, sometimes we must look into the depths of pain in order to better understand our circumstances. Doubly so since until 4 minutes ago, we didn't know what my name was. So let's see what that looks like. We're going to hold on to it, I think.
Your hands shake, holding on to it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything alright?
Fall sideways. That's all I got. Well, anyway, thanks for joining me for the Disco Elysium stream. That was certainly something. Farewell, everyone. It was a short love story. But here we are.
There is nothing.
Anyway, well, we'll reload once I get through this again.
Again.
Oh, okay, cool. We're just going to continue on. We're not dead. That's a good start, probably. Alright, let's see. Nothing.
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
I love ancient reptilian brain. His voice is perfect.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
Nice and quiet, though.
Is it? The world is gone. You are no longer reacting to outward stimuli, yet still.
A bitter caustic sense of loss remains. Even in the darkness, great sorrows slip in the water. Slimy.
No. I was cool, though.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Tell him. Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
I like the smell of apricot, though.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Where is Voyager? There's a lot. I'm just going back to sleep. Fuck you guys.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not going back.
Oh, but you are. They're pouring something on you. Something in you.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
I guess I should.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
First off, I disagree, Vectron. Absolutely not. Nothing makes sense in that shit, dude. I don't care what Stryker or Sam say. That shit is damn near nonsensical. At least I understand this, like, in the most metaphorical sense. That shit is damn near unintelligible, though.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
Yeah, that's clear. I'm not judging you, that's what you deal with. I have some pretty severe panic attacks too. We've talked about it on stream before. Just general, a severe anxiety disorder keeps me pretty much inside my house constantly. I go out as needful and when I force myself to, but yeah, not an outdoorsy guy. Something severe thanatophobia, something pass out sometimes. It's pretty rough. Anyway, like I said, but we're here now. We're in it. Let's get some water. Water is a good way to fix your problems. Everyone online tells me constantly that I should hydrate more.
What happened?
Aw, big cat. I'm sorry, guys. Let me pick this big cat up. Well, she wanted me to, and then she ran away. I don't understand large cats. Oh, the square. Thank you. Yeah, also, I really guess I should have said that. I'm not very big on social cues. I apologize. Also, the square. Thanks for what you've done, and I'm sorry about your mom. 2 years ago, we lost them, my ma, and, yeah, anyway, I know how that feels, and I apologize. I guess my brain just was like, yep, you know, sometimes it's hard to rationalize that sort of shit, and, I just read right over it. So I apologize. Seriously, my condolences, my man. And for what it's worth, the panic attack things. If it's been a year, I'm at about 10 with them, and they're severe and they suck. And for some people they go away, and for some people they don't. And if you're like me and they don't, well, you find a way to fight back. We always do. You do good for other people, and that's a good start. Is worrying about other folks. Not obsessively, like I do sometimes, but generally. And it's a start. So, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're participating with us. I'm glad you're fighting back. And don't stop doing that. Nothing but love from me, man. Now and always, buddy. Now and always. Let's keep moving. Jesus. Don't worry about it. It's all well. All will be well. I will see her again. She taught me the means by which this will be done, and it will be done in its time. And I pray every day it ain't any time soon. Anyway, not that I don't want to see her, I just got shit to do, and dying ain't one of them. So let's get on with this. Shake that off, as they say. Now then. Yeah. Well, that was oddly... That has caused a great deal of introspection. Shit. Okay. Water break. Yes. A fantastic idea to reset us on the track. To not just becoming catatonic. Yes. I also think I will make spaghetti. And I know. I had spaghetti the last time I played this game. And some of y'all may remember that. And be like, Tooch, how much fucking spaghetti do you eat? And the answer's all of it. I eat all of it. I'm the arch-Italian. I will eat... I am not Italian, but if by nature. But I am composed of 85% pasta, so it probably carries a little weight. Are we teaming catatonic break? Well, I gotta do the stream. I can't. Hey, Raven, I'm glad you had the homemade chili, buddy. Fuck yeah. It's like some Kramer shit. Bust up in the chat. Homemade chili. Goddamn, I'm so happy about that. Alright. Let's get with it. Oh. What happened here? Yeah, I should ask what... What? Fuck it. Yeah. That's so close to how I handle things. Just... just be like... explaining is hard. Explaining difficult. People who don't have problem do not understand problem. An old-fashioned fuck it and getting back to work. Is usually the way I do it. But that's what he saw from his point of view.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you... 10 minutes, maybe.
I was out for 10 minutes. Sick. Well, let's get back to it.
Good.
Thank you.
Dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses.
Oh,
Find
sick.
it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
So I now have the Ledger of Failure and Hatred. That sounds badass. It was in fact not badass. Let's put it in the other hand. Now look at this. Look at this. This is our Higuru. In one hand, I wield Failure and Hatred. In the other, I wield Crowbar. This crowbar needs a name. If this is Failure and Hatred, this will be Prosperity and Hope. There we go. I'm like some kind of fucking nightmare version of justice. Except instead of just being blind, I'm deaf and dumb. Let's have at it. Oh, Jack, I was there for the holy spaghetti recipe, unfortunately. Truly, unfortunately. Well, not recipe, but the means by which it was made. And I gotta tell you, I think I'm alright. Let's see here. I like that we have a bullets tab. That inspires me that good things can come of this. Alright. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, back to
the
work.
ledger you found in the trash.
We're not doing this again. We're not doing any of this.
With the permeables.
Death has had its time with us today. We have work to do. What up, Kim? Hey,
Yes?
Kim, let me turn your lights on. Alright. Can I do it here?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out
Yo,
toolbox,
Kim, how do I get these headlights
All
on?
right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl, like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
Let's see here. Let's get some fucking light out here.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Yeah. Let's see here. Make Valm rated. I think not. 30 the Monsters theme? Fuck yeah, that'd be great. Sensei, I would absolutely love that. It does kind of have that general look. Let's close the door and check out this headlight situation. I do love this engine. This goofy engine sitting at the back, it's probably susceptible to all kinds of outside stuff.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
Oh, I do feel like I should clarify, because someone on Discord asked me about it just now, and I feel like that's sort of a thing. In reference to my mom, I do have a mother still. I was raised by a different woman. My mom and I have a great relationship, actually. Just, I would want to clarify that, like, if you're like, oh, if I ever had, like, pause the stream, like, oh, hey, my mom, then y'all are like, hey, don't, like, what the fuck, like, for clarification, I feel like, just feel like I can go ahead and head that trouble off, as those are different individuals. But as an adult, I am blessed to have a relationship with my mother. When I was a kid, I did not. My dad wasn't around, right? So my mom worked like 3 jobs, and we were raised by someone down the road. Basically, like she and my mom used to work in the same plant, and she was older, and so sorry, again, this feels like a lot of unnecessary explanation, but I should clarify because I don't want that to come up later and people be like, what the fuck? It just feels like a good way to head off trouble in like the smallest sense. Anyway, but yeah, now my mother's older now and she's retired, and so she still is with me, and I'm blessed for that because we get to know each other now. But there was a time where she was a single mother working 3 jobs for 2 goddamn boys, so I was there was a different situation. Someone on again in the Legion was just messaged me and was like, "Don't your mom still alive, bro?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my mom is." Anyway, not important, irrelevant, but not wholly irrelevant, but it feels like a thing that I should say in every capacity so that there's less misunderstandings for future intervals. Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's probably fine. I can't really decide that for myself, but it's good to know that you think it's fine. I just gotta center myself there. I don't like things that aren't clear. And so I feel like other people would become upset when things are unclear. So I would like to forego that problem. Now, back to work.
There she is. Revachol West.
The Square, I think that's just all game. Oh, that's just this game. This game is like lots of like thinking about things because it touches on some real shit. And I told you guys before we got started it would. I told you this is not a game that I really would recommend to someone who you know, like right off the bat, you can watch it with people because that makes it easier. Like playing through it with you guys makes this an easier experience. And it's a game you should play through, I think, if you enjoy this kind of storytelling. But it also touches on a lot of heavy shit. You know, like it touches on anxiety, loss, fear. Like these are things, and it does so in a very artful and very powerful way. And these are things that we all face every day. And it does such a good job. The ending, I do remember I've beat the game once, and I won't go into details, but it falls a little more tone deaf than the rest of the game does. But up until that point, I think it's definitely worthy of showing you guys and letting you hear some of what it's got to say, because this game makes you introspective, but in a lot of ways, there's as much hope as there is destitution in what it has to say, and I think that's something worth sharing. Yeah, exactly, Taster. I'm glad you understood precisely what my aim here is, and you don't begrudge me what I was trying to achieve. So I am grateful. All right, cool. Back to this thing. Let's get with it. Also, Blackfire, no, you're good. I appreciate it. And I love you too, man. I really appreciate your support. Let's keep going.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
How do you describe a micro-perforation? You think like the head of a needle, a pinhead, I don't know. I'm curious because this is a watermark at the head of a clipboard. It can only be so large, right?
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
How many?
The first row has 18 dots.
Alright.
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Fascinating. How many though, really?
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
And the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
Yeah, for the record, Toaster, they do have chairs with high wattage. They unfortunately use them sometimes, historically, to see people out of this life for crimes they have committed. There are high wattage chairs, just for the record. Oh, lordy. That's funny. Yeah, fair enough, Desert. Hey, so this is going to sound stupid. When we get to a part where I'm walking, I've got something for you guys. Something that you're going to hate. And I'm excited to share it with you. My favorite joke in the entire world is a very dad joke. I hope you guys like it. Because it has to do with this very subject. What up, man? And he has Blackfire. You gotta win it. Alright.
As you look at them, you feel your index finger reflexively contract.
Let's finish this up, and I'll have to make a note of the joke. Man, as if summoned, I have got a phone call from the very woman I was speaking of. How fascinating. It's like she can hear me sometimes, I swear. Let's see, as you look at them, I'm going to call her back. Alright, back to work. As is invited. Seems like something I've done before.
And something you'll do again, before this is all over.
Yeah, what's with the holes, though?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do.
Well, confessions, I'm already halfway there. I gave no points to my brain meat and gave all of it to my hand meat. So hopefully that will help.
Son,
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years.
Oops, I skipped something. I'm sorry,
Okay,
everybody.
Not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
18 years I've done this job. Ah, there we go. This is the one. I walk the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be like really good.
you know the answer already. The tingle in your index finger gave it away.
Those are my 3. Those are kills. I've done 3 kills.
That's right. How did you know?
And just felt the twitch in my index finger mostly.
Ah, right. Sometimes the brain's able to preserve certain responses even when conscious memory has been, let's say, misplaced.
Well, I haven't really told you that I can't remember anything, but you're picking up on it real quick type.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
Huh. Alright, thanks about those guys.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
How do you deal with it though, Kim?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or self-destructive than others.
You just... Okay. Unnecessary, Kim.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find a
Why
hobby.
not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Oh, come on, Kim, you bastard.
It's meant in earnest.
I love
Please
it.
don't mistake it for a jab.
Thanks for
The
this.
lieutenant nods. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Oh, okay. Where are we at?
Let me see. Right here.
That seems nice.
No, it does not.
Fine, you
Right.
fucker. Let's get out of
You
here.
can now see your
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
Yeah? What time is that?
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Okay, but what does that mean?
Ulogu theos.
I hate that I asked.
Xino zausin. Ipoli osivien. Echondes fronisin.
Sick.
Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
Fuck yeah. Alright, sick. Tell me more.
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericardius.
Yeah, no, Kim is perfect.
Items,
Ben,
people,
Kim is everything I've
even
ever wanted.
words
Hey, Pistol.
Tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
Alright, as soon as it's over, Toaster, there's a lot to be said here. A Ferris wheel suspended between 2 trucks so you can be walked around while you have it. Wait, What? Hold on. So you walked around while you travel around. Even better, he's like a bus service. So, portable Ferris bus. I both love and hate this. It's death. So I'm sorry I asked. You're sorry you... Okay, I'm good. Sorry, I don't process what I've said in the past. And that's funny. Yeah, no, I hate that I interacted with that in any way whatsoever. That made things less clear. Alright. I do think... Oh, wait, I can opt in. We're going all in. We're going all in. Am I sure it's not a coping mechanism, though?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
Okay, cool. As long as I understand that. Let's kick it.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
Yeah! Yeah, alright. Dope. We'll come back to that. Alright, we're gonna take Hobocop off the burner for now. And we're gonna put Cop of the Apocalypse in. It's super important. Where's White Morning? I'm not doing that. Alright. Back to work. Anyway, so... Yeah. So, now that I'm thinking about the fact that the world is ending for a while, I guess I'll walk around holding a clipboard and a crowbar and see what that gets me. Nah, Gilly Monster, it's a top-down thinker. Unfortunately, I'm not doing much of that. Oh, joke time! So, never heard of it, Toaster Go. Alright. So I got a joke for y'all. It's gonna take like 5 minutes to say, so forgive me your time I'm stealing for this, but it's worth it. Alright, so there's this fella in Texas, right? All his life, all he wanted to do, it's been some years ago, laws being what they were at the time, things were a little different. So, sorry, something just popped in my head while I was thinking about it. Anyway, so, some years ago, all he ever wanted to do was drive a train. It's all he ever wanted to do. It was his life's goal. So he studied hard, he worked hard in school, and he went forth to go and be a train driving man. So he hopped in the train one day. They gave him I don't know, keys, I guess gave him the fucking understanding he required to work an intense series of wheels and levers and such, and put him in the fucking cab and we're like, go nuts, man. So he did. And he went on for several years being a very successful train driver until one day he got complacent. He got complacent and he got negligent. And as he's driving his train along, he decides he's going to take him a little nap, eat a sandwich, not pay attention to what he's doing. Well, he went over speed into a certain curve. He came out the other side and crashed through some farms, killed 14 children, 2 ducks, and destroyed a house. It was horrible. So they pulled him before a judge, and the judge said this was completely preventable. Your negligence has robbed your county of its youth. Now you're going to go before it goes, there ain't nothing for you. I'm throwing the book at you. You're going to prison, and then you're going to the chair. So they take him to prison. And once they take him there, he sits for a time, and then his appointed hour comes. And they said, well, do you want a final meal? He says, I do. And they said, what do you have? He says, I'll have a banana. They bring him a banana. He munches down on this here banana, and then they take him to the chair. They throw him in there, and they wet that sponge, put it on his noggin, put the little colander down. You know the one I'm talking about. Throw the switch. Ain't nothing happened. They throw it again. Ain't nothing happened. Well, they get to thinking, this fella must be spared by God for a reason. So they let him walk. Well, considering he's already paid for his crimes, and the most sensible thing to do is let him go back to work. So he goes back, he gets his job driving trains again, this time with a different company, and he takes the spur line north. Well, he's on the job 3 weeks before he decides he could use some sleep. He's been running pretty hard these 3 weeks, and he's still thinking about that brief prison stint, so he decides he needs some rest. So he gets to sleeping, and as he gets to sleeping, he gets to not paying attention. Well, His negligence sends his train over the side. This time he goes out through a cow pasture, destroys half the livestock in Texarkana, takes out a third of the houses in the region, and sets a fire. I drag him before the judge. He says, "You fool, you've done it again. You're going to prison. You're going to the chair. No trial this time. You know what you did." And so they took him, they put him in prison. He waits his for the appointed hour. It comes, they drag him out. They say, "What you want for your last meal?" He says, "I have 2 bananas. They give him 2 bananas. So, they take him to the chair. They put the sponge, they put the colander down, turn the power on, they throw the switch. Nothing fucking happens. It's bizarre. They flip it for 2 hours and nothing happens. They take a different chair, a different power grid. They get a contractor out there to make sure everything's working right. And it is, but it ain't going so good. And they're like, "Well, he's here for a reason." And they let him go. Well, they take him, and they take him back outside, and he gets a job running another train. 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 days he drives before he crashes that son of a bitch. Now, he ain't hurt nobody this time, but he has destroyed a great deal of personal property. They take him to the judge, and the judge says, "No, I'm tired of looking at you. I'm tired of it. I can't handle it no more. No more prison. No more trains. No more fucking bananas. You're going to the chair today. I'll throw the switch my fucking self." So they take him down to the station. They throw him in a chair in front of God and everybody. And they throw the switch. They douse him in water. They run live wires to him. This son of a bitch won't fry. They can't figure out why. They finally give up. And he stands up once they unbutton his restraints. He stands up and he grins at the guards and says, "Well, fellers, don't take it too personal. I'm just a bad conductor." Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Yeah, that's probably true confession of Ladder Maker, but let me tell you, they ain't nearly so funny, is it? Oh. That's funny. I actually... back to it. So you remember I told y'all I have severe anxiety, right? Someone told me that joke while I was having an anxiety attack one time. I was honest to God, like hyperventilating on the floor. I wonder if I can go over here. No? Okay. I was honest to God hyperventilating on the floor. And someone knelt down. Someone very close to me at the time knelt down and told me that joke. And I immediately stopped panicking. It was like a fight or flight response. I just had it was amazing. I was filled with terrible awe at what I just encountered. And now I share it with all of you, and your reactions have tickled me profoundly. Oh, I love you guys. Oh, absolutely, Jack. I'd love to hear it. I can't wait. the longest tellings of the aristocrat's woman. Dude, I'd lose it if I was laying on the ground, unable to breathe, and someone just started telling me. Started just telling me a long-winded story for no reason. I'd be super angry, but also unable to breathe, so I'd just be captive audience for it. I honestly think if it had been a dad joke, I'd have been irate. But the fact that it was, and one that then became my favorite, I don't think I'd have handled it well. I don't even be friends with him anymore. I mean, I'm not now, but like, I don't know that I would have that very day. Oh, sweet macaroni. Alright, let's see what we got here.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white
A
eyes.
+1
The
for
body
having
below
ammonia.
is entirely
Well, this is
dedicated
gonna go
to
as
that
poorly
cold
as you can
smell.
imagine.
Emitting it is all it does now.
Let's roll them bones.
You crack
Yes!
open the ammonia ampoule and breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Oh my god, Taster, that's fucking hilarious. The 30-minute thing. It reminds me of the bit from BoJack Horseman where it was two separate jokes with no punchline from two separate parts of the day that make up one whole joke. I fucking love that. That's a good one too. Hey, Dilbuilder. Here we go. Well, these boots are nice at least.
The material
Man,
appears
die
to
with
be
some nice
ceramic.
kicks on.
Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A
I'm just
fine
glad you like
array
the pistol.
of interlocking plates covers them.
Sorry, I'm still giggling about it. I should stop. But it's hard. Oh, what? Duel, you've attracted the attention of Diggs. Why have you done this? Not that I mind, I just think it's funny that you have.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
What kind of boots are those, actually? Why are they made of glass?
They are armor, no boots.
Ah.
Technically speaking, these are sabatons.
Of course they fucking are. Silly me.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Alright, so like zirconium, right? That's that shit they make fake diamonds out of. Yeah? Or is that zirconium? Is that cubic zirconia? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the second thing I said. What the fuck's a zirconium? So dioxide, two oxygen molecules combined with zirconium. I don't know if that's hard or not, but it sounds pretty cool. I'd tell people my shit was made of that even if it wasn't. It's just pretty hard. It sounds metal. I like it. You can summon a Diggs at will. Alright, let's see here.
Under the hill. Fairweather. Fairweather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Ah, you're telling me. I've understood 4 of the words you just said. Ceramic ball bearings. Alright, so ladder maker. Okay, so zirconia is a ceramic they make dental crowns and prosthetics out of. So what I'm getting is this motherfucker's coated in ceramic, which is understandable. I've worn a ceramic plate or two in my day, but people sure as hell didn't tell me I was wearing a plate of zirconium dioxide. Now did they? Probably wasn't for the record, but people just say ceramics usually. Kim's a stickler for big words. I bet it is, Square. I bet it fucking is. Interesting. He is apparently, let's see here. My follow-up is, what do you use ceramic ball bearings for? Like busting car windows out? I'm actually curious. Like, I do want to know. Because I know a bunch of... If you throw ceramic, like crunched up ceramic at fucking windows, it shatters the sons of bitches like nothing else. So my follow-up question is, what the fuck you use ball bearings for if not that? Or are you trying to tell me that, like, that's the armor? The armor is just made of a sack of ball bearings. In which case, well, obviously it would be a plate with some type of mesh or gel that holds the balls in place for the enemy projectiles to hit. If that's what you're telling me, that's a pretty cool idea too, but it feels like that just sounds kind of cumbersome, honestly, versus this plate shit this guy's got going on. Huh. Oh, Diggs, by his offering of 250 goob does he summon thee. Oh, man. I don't know. Ladder Maker, thank you. You're teaching me things, at least. So I now know you can use those in place of light metal and get friction-related benefits out of it. Alright, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Sick. Ha! Alright, Pistol, that did give me a little ha. I like it. So Zirconium was also passed off as fake diamonds. Yeah, I do remember that. I knew they made they fake diamonds out of it. That was the one thing I knew of it from. Been a pawn shops in the 90s, but diamonds are common as fuck. Yeah, of course. Oh, a stretch? I'll do it. I won't even screech, because it's almost like late time local. Oh, fuck! Almost give myself a Charlie horse for that one. Ooh! But I do feel better for it. No screech. Don't worry, I'm not. It's too late for one of those. But yeah, thank you, Taster. But I was gonna say, well, I don't know how they knew the difference in because what the difference is in the modern age. Diamonds are just pretty rocks. The fact they charge you so damn much for them is ridiculous. Said man who's bought 2 diamond rings in his life. Fucking stupid ass rocks cost so goddamn much. I ain't never doing it again. You can't make me. I'm tired. I'm being tricked by business. That being said, I bought. Well, you know what? I've already divorced those people. It doesn't matter. Well, one of them anyway. I was gonna say it doesn't matter. I can guarantee the shit I bought. Like I said, I bought those at pawn shops on the cheap, just so we're all on the same page. I'm not being tricked into buying expensive rocks by the jewelry industry. If you guys get scammed by that business, money's tight right now, right? Just for real. I don't care where you are in life. If you're the richest man on earth, you don't spend money you ain't got to. Don't buy fucking diamonds. Don't be that fucking stupid. As someone who loves you, please don't buy diamonds. I beg you. Shiny rocks, or unless you're buying them on the industrial scale to make tools out of them or something, don't do it. I don't mean like Minecraft. I mean like diamond tip saws and shit. And even then, I figure you use lab grown shit for that, right? Like it's a coating, not an actual material. So don't, for real, don't get tricked by the rocks industry. Buy low, don't ever, if you're gonna buy at all, for real. Alright, sorry, that's my PSA. Don't buy rocks. Unless you just like rocks. If you just like jewelry and collect it, that's like a hobby, then I can't tell you to do that. But if you think it's a necessity or something, don't be stupid. Anyway. What we got Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I got my diamond soapbox, but boy, do I hate that in that industry. I really, really do. Yeah. The ring that I got my second wife was it was actually primarily sapphires with diamonds like inset sort of accenting jewels, and that was still very nice. And you don't have to pay a fortune for that because these diamonds are typically speaking minimal. But I have a friend right now who's looking to propose to the woman he loves very much, and he was telling me how like he wouldn't settle for less than a carat of that fucking stuff, and I was like, bro, a carat? Are you for real? Like they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg. And I know it's like for a worthless ass rock, and he's looking at some expensive places. Like you can't you can't buy forever like that. I don't give a fuck. It's just so stupid. I don't know why I'm ranting about it to you guys. It's just something that occurred to me. I'm like we've had the whole diamond conversation. It was earlier this week too, so it's really home to me right now. I'm like, please, oh my god. Oh, 1 second, guys. I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Couldn't ignore it. Family stuff. All right, back to it. Yeah, why buy diamonds when beans will do? I want 25. I want I'm gonna get like one of those resin mold, like those resin pours with beans in it, and then just like then I'm gonna I'm basically gonna like grind it down to form a stone for a ring, and then wear that. That's my new goal. I don't know. That's a dumbass goal. If I ever do, you guys will be the first ones to hear about it. Hmm. Well then, back at it, I guess. But that was startling. Chocolate diamonds, industrial grade stone. They got oh yeah, oh yeah. Fucking demons. Yeah, diamonds. Stupid cheap. The square. Don't tell me. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me to be that dumb. I could do it. If I did that, I would buy. So here's an idea. I go buy a 1911, right? I get the resin. I Nidell, I hope you do find it. I hope you. If not, you know where it's at. You know it's in the VOD. Um, as I was saying, I get the 1911 grips, right? The bean grip, and then I get the 1911 itself, engraved, like laser engraved, with the name Wide Tom on the side. So then I can carry Wide Tom's bean gun, Wide Tom the bean gun wherever I go, and deploy God's chosen caliber to defend me in case I need to go for a third round of world wars while I'm out wandering the streets. Yeah. Unironically, that sounds pretty fucking sick, dual wielder. This is fucking awesome. Bean caliber. I don't know if we can have bean caliber. Put like I can't. I am the Doomsday Prophet Cop. I am Doomsday Prophet Cop. Danger Beam. Oh, Lord. Alright. My Tom's Bean gun. We'll put that on the back burner for a later thought. Five times wider. What is that? So that'd be what? 5 times 45 count. That'd be like what? 55 millimeters? If I can carry an anti-tank gun around? That's fucking awesome. The exact right height, but 55. Well, no, so that'd be 55 millimeters wide, but the same height. Would it still be rounded? Would it be like oval? Or like rectangular? Yeah, I don't know. You've made a strange, or like, I guess it'd be rectangular with rounded curves. I don't. Oh. Oh. So like you're talking the barrel's like in the middle of the obscenely wide gun. Like a modern duckfoot pistol, except with one barrel. Okay. The barrel's... You know what? this thing is causing me duress. I'm just gonna put a pin in this for later contemplation. Not really actually causing me duress. Yeah, a disc launcher. I'm coming out here with a fucking Eldar Shuriken pistol. Said it's bean flavored. Well, what happened to the rest of the armor, though? I'm assuming the people who killed him took it. That seems kind of obvious, but we'll ask because we're dumb like that.
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
I don't intend
If
to
you
interact
wear
with him.
those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
Why does my mortal coil need protecting, though?
Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death.
As a matter of fact, I will.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Interesting.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Shut up, Kuno.
It is. It's expensive.
Advance the crab. Lead frisbees. So just like skip the fucking middle make it saw blades, Gilly Monster. We're gonna have some like cartoonish shit. Somewhere Tex cringes and he does not know why. He used to live in fear of the knowledge that one of the BPO members devises why Tom's handgun it was by crowdsourcing. We're designing by committee right now. You understand this? He hates that by its very nature, and we're making an abomination by committee. He would despise us, and for that I love it. In a water break? Okay. Well, I could use some water. I just crunched up an antacid tablet, so I should probably wash that shit down. Thank you, Pistol. I'm always grateful. But yeah, dual wielder, that sounds awesome. I have no idea what a fire opal is, but that sounds super cool. I don't know rocks real good. That's more my significant other's wheelhouse than me, and my mother. They both they've bonded on that actually. And they're, as my mother has gotten older, she mostly just wanders around looking for arrowheads and the like. And that's something that my current partner has bonded with her on. So that's more of a them question, but I'm sure that shit sounds... Hold on, you know what? I'm not just going to sit here and just, like, say empty things. I'm going to look up a fire opal. It's a waste of time. I don't care. Not like a waste of our time, but like a waste of game time. But yeah, we're gonna do it. Let's see what we got. What's a fire? Yo! Yeah, that shit looks like a sunfish. That's awesome. Well, that looks like clouds. I don't know if that's real. Looks badass. But this guy right here, he's got like that scale thing going. Okay, so these guys, so like they're kind of orange, but these are white. Look how they're supposed to be. I don't know. Well, I don't know, whatever. If it looks anything like these, anything at all, then it's sick as fuck. This shit's so fucking cool. What a blessing to live in a world where even the stones shine like this. Alright, sorry. I got distracted from the game. For those of you who are actually here to watch me play a game and not stare at rocks in jaw-dropped silence, let's get back to that, I guess. Alright, those are sick.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
Well, never mind. I almost said something a little too spicy for this stream. Let's move on.
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I want these ka-ching, baby. Give me them boots.
By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
Yes, that is what ka-ching means, but of course not.
Of course.
The lieutenant nods often. It's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time, the latter.
Ford, such expensive
That's for
boots,
us
though.
to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay. I agree. This
Shit's a little
equipment is
advanced.
way beyond what a guard can afford.
There is a rock I do like. I can't remember what it's called. Alexandrite. Alexandrite's stupid pretty, if you guys hadn't seen it. And it changes colors. It's very cool.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Oh lord, it's happening. The rainbow emotes are happening. I can imagine these apples and sitting in these are worth at least as much as my... Really? Damn, no other. I don't know about that. That's fucking nuts. I don't think I'd get rid of them, though. You found something very cool. And it's very and these things are powerful memories, and one day... I mean, that and also something the rocks. I can't in good conscience tell the world not to buy expensive rocks and then be like, you have expensive rocks, and that's good. Like, I'm not that much of a hypocrite, probably. But I'm really glad you found them, and I'm glad there's memories set up in them, and I'm glad they're pretty. This makes me happy. Yeah, it is, Gilly Monster. You brought me some pizza, NPC? Chicken... Okay, so pizza. Chicken bacon with barbecue sauce beneath mozzarella. God damn, it does sound delicious. I am very hungry. Fuck, I love pizza. Well, yeah. It's kind of a nonsense. That's kind of a nothing burger of a statement, but I'm really hungry. I just thought about it. Alright. That does sound good, though.
The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action.
I'm gonna try and bust this boot with a pry bar.
The metal connects with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder. The only difference is a barely audible click underneath. Sounds like the end of a long dice roll.
Did you hear that? A click? This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
I'm gonna take this boot.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Yeah, why not? Worst case scenario, rip his leg off.
The stench fills your nostrils.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You seem distressed, Lieutenant. Why?
You're about to pull his head off.
Yes.
Do it, Homo!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please, don't. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
I am interested in what the boot like. And the boots are useful to our case, are they not?
Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside to the boys at processing? Just this once. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off? But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Sounds like a plan.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
God.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch.
NPC, we'll get them. Don't worry. These boots are mine, and we won't hurt Kim to do it.
Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
What is the word, though?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
It's a bad time for a drink, though, bro.
Extremely.
What kind of rope is this?
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a harbor.
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves.
So we're assuming dock workers did this?
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
Nah, they definitely forgot to brief me.
Then you should ask me the first moment we get.
Alright. They want me to stay there, though. There's a cargo rope.
It's not merely polyester. It's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
How do they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I think they lassoed the branch. Then pull down the belt. Buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
What's with the tats, though?
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by, though?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Oh, good thought, thanks.
Your fist clenches suddenly.
It will be marked with bullet holes.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo.
It means nothing,
Already,
but it's
most of the
fun.
canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
It's like is this a map of the night sky or a national pattern? It's a national pattern, right?
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to inauthentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
The pattern does not stir patriotic or religious sentiment in you. What it does is speak to the wounded, limping animal, the male in particular, unable to communicate in anything more than grunts. It's impossible to tell if its advice is right or wrong.
We're missing something.
So am I.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Well, let's see what he does.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Okay, so he's got a camera that looks like a sword.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
That's a cool, like, camera design.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
I guess what do we need the photo for, as though I don't already know?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Well, can I have it so I can look at it when I'm not standing in corpse stink?
Sure. Just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Fuck, I love the way this game is narrated. Oh, shit, I do. Let's see what we got.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Who are you, dead guy?
I'm gone.
Well, that isn't very enlightening, is it? But where are you? Where have you gone? Since we're here, I guess.
Into the wild pale yonder.
Which is?
In the past. Way out in the west.
Sick. Alright, but then who... Sorry, who are you? Who are you is a safe question.
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Yeah, you are now, but who were you before?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Well, That was a little much to share, but you know what? I'm assuming you mean metaphorically, not literally.
Takes one to know one.
Alright, thanks.
Go ahead, Copper.
What is happening right now?
What do you mean?
Oh, hold up. I like the dead guy. Yeah, me too, Goten. I fully intend to put all my important stuff in a case that will then be sealed with resin and put in an airtight chest, and I'll bury it on private property owned by my estate, managed by the law firm that handles my will, and then a plant of some kind of endangered plant will be put over it, and I'll leave a line of hints on different places, waste as much time as possible besides putting a USB with 10-hour rickroll into the file named my other secret treasure. You're a madman, Dual Wielder, the maddest I know. Back to dead man talking land. Tell me more.
It's the power of your...
That's not helpful. The power of my black frothy liquid bubbling from your lips is not going to help me right now, boss.
Imagination.
Ah, yes, of course. Should have clicked.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Dude, give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up, copperoonie. This is getting upbeat now.
Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Well, I do strike myself as a Rooney.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I've been getting that a lot lately.
Because you have.
Oh, very good. And you were killed by...
Love did me in, Provocopo. It was love all along.
Damn, if it ain't always. Ain't it always. That's some fucking Agatha Christie shit there, brother. You wanna tell me something helpful, though?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this? Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything else to do, but it might lead to something good.
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
I hate you. You stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Yeah. A baby affected with harlequinism? A deep sea creature. What deep sea creature?
No, not quite. Be fair now.
Nah, I don't.
Sure I do. You just don't want to admit it.
You're rude, dead man.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Well.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink.
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Why am I squinting, Kim? Tell me.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer?
His face and his eye, they're all different.
Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. He's been beaten. He's got the bruises.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Huh. Novel racism and utter profanity from children. Perfect. What a wonderful place this is. Shit post even in death, the order, as all of us shall sit post in death, that we might go to some type of shit post based Valhalla. An absurdist comedy club where all great shit posters exist, where nothing is serious, where irony is the only language we speak. We go out into the world and we come back with new and greater extremities, to dragging them in like a fresh kill so that we show them to other shit posters, and at the end of each day the material is wiped clean and anew. The world is remade in new and more absurd ways, and the only way we can cope with it is through greater acts of shit posting, and this shall be our eternity. There might even be a feast of beans, terrible mac and cheese, pizza abominations, fucking carbonated sodas made of spaghetti. You have no idea. This could be ours. This could be our fate, and you are but one step from realizing this opportunity for yourself. I'm so proud. I respect it, and maybe one day I too will join you in the halls. Forever miserable and meme-worthy. It'll be wonderful. Playing this game made you fail a drug test? Oh, my current. Yeah, Douglas Adams is a wild guy. I love his shit though. Man, I had a lot to say. Well, let's see here. Also, yes. Yes, it was. Well, let's keep moving on as though this didn't happen. The sooner we move on, the better. I don't know.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck.
I did keep my fortune in the extermination of Earl Grey tea. Yo, Toaster, I gotta tell you, I would donate my fortune such as it is. I gotta tell you, it's not great. I have my income, my living is, my income is meager, right? But what fortune I have, it would suit me to see all of it go towards the extermination of chimpanzees. I will not clarify on this statement.
The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Friendly goes to a joke. Is it? Listen, I let that was a joke for the legal reason thing stand usually, because usually I should, but let me tell you, I just want it be known that what minor fortune I have should it be dedicated in that manner, as it currently is not, and there has been the commission of no act, I'm just saying it would be no mistake, and I would feel no shame. Now then. Could it still be that he was moved after he died, though?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Alright, but he's got the filth.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
Yo, TK, hello. I'm glad you came back for another stream. I don't know if you actually watch past just saying hi, but I hope you do, so you know that I always am glad to see you. Let's see here.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
Yeah, the word is ligature, but you know we're not gonna correct the good detective. In all reality, though, as far as my remains go, though, when I die, pending that my partner at time of death, and I do hope I have a partner I travel this life with, and not just a revolving door of characters that are interspersed throughout my existence briefly. I should like that when I pass, and I pray it is many decades from now, and that I don't know if it's better to go first or second in that regard. Whichever way the order it goes, I should like to think that our ashes will be scattered together. I like to travel the winds of this miserable earth at her side as I have when I did so of my own volition. I think that would suit me. I don't put much thought into it. I accept it as a reality that must be faced one day, but I really don't like to think about it.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
One day I will do you harm, child. One day. Yeah, actually, this man determines mass by sight. He doesn't even have a pig measuring scope, and he knows and he can determine something's mass by vision. We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
Really? 'Cause I do.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you.
So how are we getting this asshole down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos.
Tell me something,
and
corpse man.
extremities blotched pink. And
Of course. You
Enough.
have come back later, Corporal.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
There's no good angle to approach this fucking belt.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
Maybe we could shoot him down, though.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot it!
How?
Shoot the belt.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics...
Yeah, now we're talking. And it's
They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
Alright. What is the worst that could actually happen, though?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
yeah, take the shot.
silence. With and produces a lightweight firearm. He
I
drops
should have
a paper
said it before
cartridge
this.
in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. Securing it, he then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim.
He's gonna fucking...
The chick's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
This man is insane.
God damn it.
a lot of things were wrong with that shot. The Phalostes was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No, we are lucky as it is. Any more mistakes could put us in a... I have to say, it's beginning to look...
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Alright.
It's bad as it is.
They only have.
Oops.
This is the
Officer, why do we only have one gun?
Gun is stolen. Don't have it. Someone's stolen it.
Extremely unfortunate. You need to
Yeah, take it, you fucking banani pointer. Take it and shoot.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
Yeah, we'll retry this. This is the one I actually want to succeed. I won't fail if I can help it.
You've held this, an A9 armistice, before. At some point, it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
Marco, you have no idea how much I want to.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno?
Kuno is silent. Aggression gathers in the air. The trigger feels delicate. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your
Let's see,
fucking
an
mouth?
even shot, huh?
At least you won't miss.
Close my left
Your
eye.
field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, slick, with the falling rain. The corpse slowly rotates.
Look, he's crying.
Let's see.
You gonna cry now?
Fuck it,
fucking
we
faggot?
roll it. Yeah, we did it.
The buckle explodes into tiny
Even
pieces,
odds. I like it.
coming loose with a whir.
Oh, damn, we succeeded.
With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the
I also
body
like that these guys
slumped
have
down.
muzzle-loading
For a
pistols
moment,
in
the
like
man
a
appears to
semi-modern
kneel
society.
in front of you,
It's kind of fun.
looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
It's more of a concept than a person. You want to try that again?
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
He's laughing now, you little cocksucker.
Fuck you, Kurpale.
How did I do that, though?
By being a damn good shot. Ace is high.
Aw.
You could add an aces low to it, if you like,
Yes.
by turning your back after the high and waiting for another.
I will not. I will meet him high. We do not work in excess.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were
His voice is deeply approving. Just gonna keep ignoring this guy.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
You know, Strap McGee? I don't know. Send them to the gulags. Oh my lord. Well, I told you I put all dang Ars Marauders. I put all my points in my hand meat so they can articulate better. Oh my lord. Yeah. But yeah, it does appear to be, because I know he's pulled out a ramrod, so I assume that it is a paper cartridge that holds ball wadding and powder. That's my assumption. But, you know, this game could hit me with some random bullshit in a few minutes.
Slumped on the ground.
This game's
like
kind of
that
wild
has
like
not
that.
Improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Alright,
In the meantime,
take your gun
we
back.
should try to interview Everard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information says the Wild Pines have sent some sort of strike negotiator to wrangle control back from Everard.
So we're just gonna leave him here. We successfully removed him from the tree and he can just lay in the mud? Yeah, fuck it, can make it worse, right?
You could ask the gardener for directions.
We're just gonna wander away. Crowbar in hand. I am not questioning I am not accusing the children of not being up to the standards of like whatever social ethics this post-communist society has. Listen, I'm with you, Marco. Kuno sucks. But we will endure him as we have endured every other trial. Because, like, we've got these muzzleloaded pistols, and I guess the Square says they've been outlawed, which I thoroughly believe that, like, modern arms have been. Because otherwise these vehicles clearly outstrip the arms technology. But then we also have, like, ceramic plate armored warriors and the talk of semi-automatic weapons, so it's a technological nightmare land out here. We'll be lucky to get through this with any alacrity. Ah. An ancient fountain. It no longer pumps water. I like how it says this. It ends that statement with they follow up, there's a tree in it, as though you were unable to make that determination. What is this? What is all this in? A pawn shop. Sick. Water lock out of order until Wednesday. Well.
Good morning to you, officers.
Morning to you, man on the water lock.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
A burly man can have a small piece of salami as a treat. Alright, Dual Wielder, get some rest, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. And I appreciate your offers of opal delights in this brief existence. Even as a joke, I am grateful. So, be safe.
His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
What you doing here, man on the
My
water
friend
lock?
Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
What caused this wreckage anyway?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershoal.
The words Daredevil Driver sound ominous to you.
Yeah.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Yeah, I agree, Mouse. There's a correlation. I know so far everything is connected in a terrible interwoven nightmare web. Let's see. Takes a year and a day. Can I ask that salami?
Sure thing.
It is salty, it is savory, it is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
He too enjoys the salami. Thanks a lot. That was great. We met a random salami dealer. What's in this trash can? Gloves? I'll take them. Probably can't hurt nothing. I'm glad that I met a random salami man. Yo, this place is wild. Oh, Augury. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Everyone in WBPL appreciates when you sub. So 5 months, huh? Half a year for you too. You've been with us pretty much. Yeah, I've been with us so long now. It's awesome. Is that how long we've been doing this? Is this just a marker of how far we've come? Am I off in that guess? I don't know. I have no memory of how much time has passed. Only that I've been here. Mostly by coincidence. And I'm so glad. WD-40 guest, a fine purveyor of meaty, salty foods. Yeah, he is, and he purveys them from the corner.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal burning.
What's the deal with that?
It's the man from Hendal.
Walking away from his burning village. Yes.
Sick.
Their
Explain.
matter-of-fact tone belies their surprise at the fact that you didn't recognize the figure in the print.
The man from Hjelmdal is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Kotla. Mostly what is nowadays Arda NFD. In fact, most people don't think that man from Hjelmdal ever really existed. But they are wrong.
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course. But both the man and Hjelmdal are an ontological necessity. But hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about.
Okay. Well, that's cool. This place is dope. What you got up here? Film projector. Ah. A bust-out woman with a... it says day. Okay. All capitalized. Like, is it an acronym? I don't know. Kind of machine. Anti-cash register. I don't know. Alright. What up, B?
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Sorry. I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Well, I'll take it easy, boss. Well, I'm sure this will come up again later. I don't know. I know. I couldn't tell you why he sounds like Zen. The people in this game sound wild as shit to me. Oh, I found some Nosafed. It's good to find a healing item. We've not really suffered damage yet, but this game is wild. Maybe a sea monster did this. Are you sure? I highly suspect it was probably bombs. Interesting. What's your deal, old feller?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
I love that
Please,
saying. Oh my
let's
god.
just try to enjoy the game, alright?
You're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Really, it all helps. Ball time.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Let's show them how it's done. Well, this got passed.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern in it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
I am the ball.
Merde! Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem?
Not a weak tricep, that's for fucking sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
A man his age getting worked up like that? Better watch that blood pressure.
Since you're angry, but I don't fully understand why.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play petanque with 5 bull.
Oh, I understand. I thought it was shot put.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's petanque. You ruined a petanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
That's what I can do.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven, when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
I just want to know if you know anything about the dead guy out back, mostly.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the Union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Respect how French you are. You're the Frenchest Frenchman in all of post-communist France. Fictional post-communist France, specifically. As if there was a real one.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Yes, and you're playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what made it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
So it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Oh, here we go. Did you do it?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Why do they shell Martinez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing petanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
It's, the coalition, though?
Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
That explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think? I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas,
I'm just gonna
boiling
pick one
cats for
second
food and
on.
drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
Yes, indeedy, I do know it occurs. I was going to let Renee finish talking, Diggs, and give a 10-minute window, but unfortunately, Renee has a lot to say, and I don't want to like really just burn through it. 'Cause I actually like this character quite a
weighs
bit.
heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just
So I'm going to try to knock out the next couple minutes and then sign
the
off.
world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Who's Frizzell?
Damn Frisel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
Who's
A true king, in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
What is a suzerain, though?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
I'll leave now and save. We'll come back to this later. We have more time for what these people have to say, because I love how long-winded everyone in this game is. It's so much detail and so very cool, but it does require us to not fuck around, unfortunately, and run up against their other slots. So I'll be back with you guys during the week. You guys get ready for some Diggs to come in here and just soothe the weekend, tell you about what he's thinking, and just let the cool, relaxing times close us out. I'll be back with more washed out, fun, dark times in this beautiful, terrible city called Revachol. And I'll do it with you. Nothing but love from me, everybody, as always. And I cannot wait to see y'all in the chat again. So, let me get up, let me get this set up here. Alright, well, that'll about do it for us. I'll catch you guys later. Much love.